Hi guys, we're back. Podcast number 2. We're in the forest this time.
In the forest.
And I asked on my Instagram what you would like to see more of. And in general, everybody wants a lot of conversation. So we're just going to chat this time.
Cool.
So Alan, what's the crack?
What's the crack? Codé on crack.
Codé on
You gotta teach them that one too, because people might say
them.
that. Oh, it means what's tell me news. I think we said this in episode 1, didn't we?
Codé on crack
Oh, codé on crack is literal like Irish.
is what's the
Crack.
crack.
Crack means fun.
It does.
So yeah.
Everybody knows this one. I think my students are always like, yeah, we get what's the crack.
Yeah, that's like the
problem.
stereotypical one.
The only thing is sometimes we're not sure how to answer it exactly. So like, tell me exactly what you would say. Hey brother, how are you? What's the crack?
Nothing really. Nothing much.
Yeah.
Irish people don't say much.
Yeah,
At
we always
first.
say nothing.
You have to push
They'll
them.
say, not much. I always say not much as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, not much.
Even if the most interesting thing ever has happened to me.
How was the weather today?
It's unreal today.
It's unreal today.
Yeah.
What was it like?
It was like kind of sunny.
And that was unreal.
That was unreal.
Why was that unreal?
Because we have low standards here.
Yeah, fair. What's the
Joe-
weather been like? What's the weather been like this summer?
Terrible. Awful.
What's terrible? Give me more adjectives.
I cannot think of any.
Like, think of the sky and describe the sky.
Bleak. Grey. Like demoralizing.
I always say dull.
Dull.
It's dull.
Oh yeah, it's dull. Yeah. See, I'm still young enough that I don't talk about the weather.
Sugar, I hate that. Yeah, I do think it's probably a bit of a boring topic, but
Yeah.
we're all obsessed with it at the same time. After the age of, well, there's only 3 years between us, so
Yeah. So I guess when I'm what age are you? 34. When I hit that age.
28.
Yeah, something like that. When I hit that age, I'll start talking about the weather.
Right.
Although I am starting to find myself talking about it more because of like I'm after moving out, and I'm after moving out is an important thing to know. I'll come back to that. I'm after moving out, and so now I'm obsessed with like washing and the weather, the weather that is appropriate for washing.
Yeah.
It's like if the sun comes out, I'm tempted to leave work and hang up the clothes. So maybe I am getting old.
Yeah,
So-
because Irish people always say, oh, that's good drying weather.
That's good drying weather, yeah.
And that's always talking about the clothes, drying
Yeah.
the clothes after you wash the clothes. Because it's hard, as you know,
It's tough.
if you live in Ireland, it is tough. One of my students asked me if there's other ways to use crack, like C-R-A-I-C.
Some crack is in like some fun, which is like what you're meant to use it as.
So can you use it in a scenario?
How was last night? It was some crack.
Yeah.
Some crack means great crack, I guess.
Yeah,
Some crack.
Great fun.
I don't know why some means great crack, but yeah.
Because we put some before noun in English in general, and crack is a noun. So we would say some, he's some man, and it means
Some.
great man.
Yeah.
Or that's some plant, and it means it's a big, lovely plant. So same with, we're just using the English grammar with the word crack. Also, we say you're some crack.
You're some crack.
You're some crack.
Yeah.
And it's like a compliment to be like, you're great
he's
fun.
he's
But
some crack.
But we'd never say, you're great fun. We'd say,
That'd be weird.
that would be weird.
That'd be weird, yeah. I remember I tried to explain this to like an English person on holidays once, and I could not explain it at all. Sound as well, I couldn't explain.
Oh, okay.
You're sound.
So if you tell me I'm sound, what are you saying?
I'm saying you're nice.
Yeah.
But you will never hear an Irish person say you're nice.
Yeah.
That's like an Americanism, like nice.
Yeah, like a nice fella. He's a nice fella. Maybe the older generation a bit more.
It's nice, yeah.
He's a nice fella now.
Maybe.
But sound is the way we compliment each other. You're great crack. You're some crack. Means you're fun. And then, geez, you're sound.
Sound out.
Nice, like, for sure. That's a good one. Speaking of words that kind of seem a bit more American than Irish English, some of my students have come from different countries in Latin America, so they've definitely learned American English, which is amazing and can be very neutral in ways as well, so then you can come to Ireland and get by very easily. But sometimes my students say words that I think, people who are living in Ireland all their life would not be familiar with hearing, so they might like laugh a little bit, you know? Can you think of any of them? Words where you're like, that's so American.
Oh God. No, not off the top of my head. Not without being prompted. Like not
Yeah.
without hearing it.
One of my students said, they're always mocking me in work. Mocking.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, so I totally understand that word because of American TV. But we would never say,
No.
he's mocking me. Stop mocking me.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh no, I think it's going to be worse if you say, stop mocking me. It's going to continue,
Yeah.
you know? So we wouldn't say mocking. What would we say?
Taking the piss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taking the piss. And it's
Taking
really,
the piss out of me.
yeah. So
It's like it's bigger than just like a replacement. It's not just like taking out mocking and taking the piss in.
yeah, true, because it would be you're mocking me, but it has to be you're taking the piss out of me. So the infinitive is to take the piss out of somebody. But we say it very quickly. Can you say it normally?
He was taking the piss out of me.
Yeah. So it's very interesting because the word piss is actually a vulgar word on its own. But it's so funny because in this phrase, I don't think anybody thinks of it as a vulgar word.
Yeah, you'd hear school children say this.
Yeah, like, oh, he's taking the piss at it.
In front of the teacher.
Wait, primary school.
Yeah.
I don't think they'd even have that much English yet.
Primary school. From when did you start speaking?
12?
I left primary school at 12.
Okay, I don't know if I've heard a primary school child say it, but I do think amongst teenagers and adults, it's definitely not considered vulgar for some reason. It's like the only way we say it.
You'd say it to your boss, like.
We actually also can say slag. He's slagging me.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, to slag somebody.
slag someone.
Yeah, so in the verb as the action. Stop slagging me. Are you slagging me?
Yeah.
Maybe that's a bit easier to slag.
Yeah.
But in the verb, only in the verb, we use that. Candy?
Candy. What even is candy?
Sweets.
Yeah, but like sweets is a broad term. Like chocolate can fall under the term sweets.
I think it falls under candy as well in America.
That's disgusting. What a horrible word, candy.
So this is how a normal Irish person reacts to these words. It's funny. Sneakers.
Runners.
Runners.
Yeah,
Of course.
runners.
You're wearing runners. Show the camera. They're runners. Shall we go?
Shall we go?
Shall we go? So this is not America. This
Shall.
is now the UK.
Shall is like very posh English.
It's
You
very
might you might hear like some Southside or Dubliners say it.
Maybe
They're
actually.
very posh as well. But will we go?
Will we go?
Will we go? Just will.
Yeah, we never. So shall is supposed to only be used in requests, in a question, maybe for an offer to. Shall I open the window? Yeah. But in Ireland we don't use it at all unless we're taking the piss. Unless we're joking.
Shall we go? Yeah.
Shall we go for a cuppa? And we're joking. We're being fancy or being posh in a funny way.
I think if you use any kind of posh word or Americanism, like it's automatically funny.
Yeah.
But like you have to be aware of like the humor of it.
Yeah, that's I guess that's what I want my students to know. It's like if you're just in your office working away and you use one of these words and you don't realize it's very American, the other Irish people might be like, he's from the television. Do you know?
Yeah, if you wanted to say stop mocking me, you'd have to do it in an American accent for it to be funny.
True.
Yeah.
That's it. Get your American accents out and it will be okay. We went through crack. Good. Oh, so one of my students asked me why Irish people sometimes say, you won't know yourself.
You won't know yourself.
I didn't know myself.
Yeah. That's like after, I don't know, what context would you use this? Like, oh,
How are you feeling after moving out?
I wouldn't know myself. I don't know myself.
And is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I'm trying to think of any negative uses of it, but it would be mostly positive,
Yeah,
wouldn't
I
it?
think it's really positive.
I don't know myself. Like, you know, I'm after going for.
Yeah.
I just did got a right old massage.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know myself
sure.
afterward.
I was talking to our granddad a few hours ago, and he said, "How's the Jeep, Meg?" And I said, "Oh, I don't know myself." And it means like it's so good and so different from before that I don't know myself.
It has changed me on a fundamental level, and now I no longer recognize the person I've become, but I have become better.
Yeah, it's good though. And people say to each other, "You have to get the new Hoover. You won't know yourself.
You won't know yourself.
You won't know yourself with it. Like that. It's so good."
Yeah, and then you go, yeah, I'll look into that, and then you never get it.
And then you never get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. When someone tells you to cop on, what does that mean?
Act right. You know, behave. Stop doing what you're doing.
Okay.
Cop on with you. If you're giving out, or if you're, I don't know, if you're preaching opinions that are just stupid, someone will be like, "Oh, would you cop on?"
Yeah, like behave well.
Yeah, or
Behave
if you're just
cop on. Or if you're just being a bit silly.
yeah, if you're doing something stupid, like
Yeah, if you're doing something stupid. That's another thing. Stupid. We say stupid, and the Americans say stupid.
stupid.
Stupid. We say shh. We love an SH in Ireland.
That's a big thing out in
Stupid.
Connacht. So for anyone watching this that is living in Connacht, the SH is big there.
Yeah. Shh. West.
Would you stop?
Out in the west.
Out in the west.
West.
The sticks.
Would you stop? Stop. What's the difference between stupid, silly, and dumb? That was actually the next question.
I don't think you'd hear an Irish person say dumb.
I
Would
say
you?
dumb.
Do you?
Yeah,
Dumb.
I say dumb.
I would. In my head, dumb would mean someone who doesn't speak.
Do you say dumb?
I would say dumb is the most extreme method of
Really?
Oh,
and silly is the least extreme.
Silly is like funny. I was like, oh, you're silly.
interesting. Yeah, I
you'd
like
only
silly.
say silly messing.
Okay, so we're going to say silly, stupid, dumb.
Dumb.
Mm.
Yeah, you have to use your Irish accent there though, for it to be harsh. Dumb.
That's dumb.
He's dumb.
I feel like you're teaching me how to be Irish right now.
Well, sure, you haven't lived in Ireland in a while now.
True. True. Okay, and I think silly's really nice actually because I think it's really like less insulting. And you can be like, even if someone's like insulting themselves, you can be like, don't be silly. And it doesn't sound really bad.
Yeah.
Or like when sometimes people complain about themselves, they say, I'm so stupid. It's so harsh. Like, no. I'm so silly is like, okay.
Yeah.
We're all a bit silly sometimes.
I think out of those three, I would never use any of them.
What would you say?
Tick.
Oh God. In your Irish accent as well.
Yeah, tick is THICK,
Thick.
which means
thick.
thick skulled.
She's thick.
In America, they say thick skulled.
Ah.
Yeah, and
interesting.
in Ireland, it's just tick.
And you said I think you said something earlier on as well with the word out afterwards. You're like
Sound out.
he's thick out. You said
Oh,
he's thick out.
Yeah, tick
He's
out.
thick out, or he's sound out. So thick out being silly, sound out being nice. I have a video about this already, but we put out after adjectives to mean
Extreme.
yeah,
It's like, he's very sound. No, he's sound out.
yeah. How are you today? Happy out.
Happy out.
Happy
Yeah.
out.
Delira.
Busy out.
That's an important one to know as well. Delira.
Delira.
Yeah,
Can you
Delira
explain
and
Delira?
Exira. So happy out is like, if you want, like, you're happy, but if you're very happy, you say you're happy out. If you're very, very happy, you say I'm Delira. And then if you're ecstatically happy, you say I'm Delira and Exira. Which means
How do you spell? Okay, so Delira is supposed to be delighted, but it's said really quickly. I don't know where that came from.
yeah, Delira. I don't know why. And then Exira is
Excited.
Excited.
So delighted and excited.
Delira and Exira.
How do you spell Delira?
I don't know, but I would say Delira.
Okay, with a H maybe at the end.
Yeah, maybe.
We can Google
Hey-
this.
hey there, Delira.
Google Delira and Exira and see what happens.
I didn't ever hear that actually until that was one of those weird ones where I didn't hear that phrase, or I didn't notice that I was hearing that phrase until I saw Niall Horan getting interviewed by Americans, and they asked him what Delira and Exira meant, and I was like, what does that mean? And he responded immediately like, oh, it means you're delighted and excited. And then after I saw that interview, I started hearing it everywhere.
Sometimes I think we just put weird accents on things that have anything to do with our emotions because we find it weird to say, I'm delighted and excited. Sounds so weird.
I don't want to be too arrogant in bragging about how happy I am right now. So I have to make a joke out of it by going, I'm delighted and excited. You know?
I totally get it. Oh yeah. Why do people put X's in so many text messages? At the end of their text messages. Yeah.
I don't know. X's is a complicated one. You wouldn't want to be overusing it. Like you'd say to your friends.
Are they? Is it in America? Is it in the UK as well?
I think it's worldwide.
I don't think it's worldwide.
Really?
Because my students don't know why there's X's at the end of the text messages.
Is it an Irish thing? I never noticed.
I'd say it's, if not Irish, it's also in the UK. But I can't imagine it being in America. I don't know though. I don't know.
Americans.
But basically they're kisses.
Yeah, kisses. Yeah.
They're kisses. It's like XXX. Kiss, kiss, kiss.
I think does it come from how back before before literacy became like a common thing, people used to just put an X as a signature. So it's like the same. It came from being like you write a letter and then you sign it off Alan at the end. I don't know if your fan base knows my name, but my name's Alan.
I think they know your name.
Okay, so like you sign off Alan.
They're not a fan base; they're students.
Same. We know you have a cult forming.
Okay.
We know what your plan is.
Speak Irish English only. Okay, so you made it very intellectual as always, but they're just kisses, and you send them to your friends, and it's like XXX. And I guess, do girls do it more than guys?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's girly.
Yeah, but like lads will do it with their friends as well.
Really?
In a kind of a joking way.
True.
You know.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I always send them to everybody all the time.
But I think like lads sending X's to women would not be okay.
Interesting. Tell me more.
At least in my head, if I was talking to a girl and like I might text her like a girl is just a friend. I might text her saying like, oh, I'll be up in half an hour, and then automatically press X because I'm used to doing that. And they'd be like, no, delete that.
Fair.
You know.
True. Whereas between girls, it's like XXXXX.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or whatever, for sure. And it's just like changing the tone of the text for me. It's like not just okay. It's not like okay. It's like okay X. Like okay.
Yeah.
The tone is different with an X.
Yeah.
So that helps. Put an X if you change the tone. Okay. So this is an interesting question. I gave Alan some pre-podcast homework because one of the students said Irish slang, please. So you can tell me your favorites.
I'm not great at thinking of them on the spot, but Irish slang.
Yeah, it's hard. I find it hard as well. Did I think of any?
See, there was ones that I came up with before we started recording, but the second you start recording, you forget everything.
Yeah, that's
You're on
so true.
autopilot.
True, but I think you said arse.
Arse?
Yeah.
Oh,
is it slang?
Arse. I can't remember.
Okay, what about cursing?
Arseways.
Arseways.
Arseways. It went arseways.
Oh, brilliant. Okay, can you give me a situation?
Like I was watching the match and Waterford were winning, and then Cork came back in the last 10 minutes and Waterford just went arseways and fell apart and Cork won.
Oh, great. So something was going smoothly and then it was a disaster all of a sudden. Arseways.
Yeah. I was driving along and then my tyre went arseways and I had to pull over.
Yeah, so disaster happened. Something bad happened. Yeah. Or if you do something wrong as well. Like if I try to help you set up the cameras, Chuck would be like, no, Meg, you're doing that arseways.
Yeah, and it's
and you're doing it wrong.
It sounds aggressive, but you would say it politely as well. Like it's not like, oh, you're doing it arseways. It's more like you're doing it arseways.
It can be polite.
Yeah,
it depends on the tone.
Yeah, definitely.
And you say it to yourself a lot too.
I did that arseways.
Did that arseways.
Yeah.
That's good. One of my friends used to say ways arse because he was also saying the word.
Oh, that's funny.
Arseways.
That's
funny.
Do you ever hear something so funny that you forget to laugh?
Right, you.
But arseways is like it went. it went bad, like it went down,
Yeah.
downhill,
Yeah.
went arseways because your
Oh,
arse is below your brain.
Oh yeah, what's your ass? Oh, your arse. It's
Your
ass.
buttock.
Your buttocks. Your bum.
Yeah.
We have
your
so many
bum.
ways to say ass, but in Ireland we always say arse.
Arse.
You
You never
can
say ass.
bum. I think bum is the cutest, most like
Bum.
for any age.
Yeah.
Bum. Butt.
But
Your butt.
no,
We don't say it.
butt and ass are Americanisms.
Okay.
Like ass here, I would, if someone said ass to me, I would immediately think of a donkey before I thought of an arse.
Oh, true. True.
Yeah.
So arse and then bum.
Yeah.
Are grand in Ireland.
Big ones.
Good. And then
Bunda.
speaking on, last time I didn't let him curse at all. We're still not going to curse, but I thought of someone's, because my students actually did ask then, of course, like, Meg, we need to know how to curse. I said, fair enough, that's fine. And I thought of feck.
Feck isn't considered a curse though, is it?
Exactly, that's fine. Did we
Feckways.
do
No,
that in the last
feck.
podcast?
Feckars. What's a feckars?
A feck arse is an idiot.
Is that from Father Ted?
I think so. I think
Go
feck,
watch Father Ted. There's so much
Father
lingo.
Ted.
Yeah. Father Ted is yeah.
What's the difference between get up and get up to?
Get up can be, get up, get out of bed, get off the couch. Get up can also be an outfit.
A get up.
A get up.
I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
Your get up is lovely.
Yeah.
But is that like a costume more than an outfit?
No.
Your get up.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was the other one?
And what does get up to mean?
Get up to means what are you doing?
Yeah, so can you ask me?
What are you getting up to?
What are you getting up to? What are you getting up to? Is a phrasal verb. They're both phrasal verbs. But get up to, just putting the little to after get up changes the meaning completely. So you have to be careful. Like, what are you getting up? Could be when are you getting up, or why aren't you getting up? But it's what are you getting up to? Little word changes the meaning completely. What's the difference between can and be able to? I can sing.
Can and be able to.
I can sing. I'm able to sing.
No difference.
In that sentence, no. What about,
So,
what is it? Why do we have both of them then, do you think? How do you say can in the future?
well, okay, so like if I was talking about someone else,
Okay.
I wouldn't say they can sing. Oh no, I would.
You would.
Yeah.
How could you say that in the future? Don't worry. In the future, if you do some singing lessons,
You will be able to sing.
and can you say the other one?
You can sing. Yeah. You can sing. No, you can't say it.
Okay, you're figuring it out.
Yeah, okay.
The only difference,
I'm not qualified.
the difference is that be able to helps a lot because it's not, it's much more flexible. You can put it in the past. I wasn't able to. You can put it in the future. I'll be able to. You can put it in like, I've been able to sing since I was a child. That's a lie. I can't sing. But can is very like strict, and you can only use it in the present. And in the past it's could. But will be able to, could be able to, would be able to is very flexible. That's the difference.
That was
So
good.
learn be able to.
That was good. That was more of a you explain. That was like very technical.
Yeah, it was technical. So learn be able to, because you can say it in whatever tense you want and with any modal verb, whatever you want. Okay, one of my students said that she was watching a movie. I think she said she was watching a movie and she heard the people say reprimand. Like, he reprimanded me. And she was like, what does that mean? Can I use it in Ireland? And I was thinking, what do you think?
Nah, you like the
Reprimand.
only time I could imagine hearing reprimand would be like, I don't know, talking about like a sports commentator talking about the referee. You know.
Would you say so? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. That's the
You said something about a strict teacher maybe as well, didn't you? Like a very strict teacher might...
depends on how posh your teacher is. That's like a very posh thing to say, reprimand.
Yeah, true. So we're going back to like... Because the thing is, I think I said this in the last podcast. I say this all the time. But some of like the kind of older fashioned English words are really similar in Spanish or Portuguese. So then like people who are Latin based language speakers are like, oh, great, that's actually really similar in my language. So then they might say reprimand,
Yeah.
but we wouldn't say it. And that's the thing. What would we say?
We would say give out.
Yeah,
He gave out to me.
to.
Yeah.
To give out to, yeah.
Is that an Irish thing?
Couldn't say.
He
Probably
was
not.
given out. He was given out.
He was given.
I
Well,
don't,
that's different.
I don't think you'd hear an American.
But giving out to somebody is different from just giving out. Because if you're giving out to me, you're reprimanding me. But if you're giving out, I think you're complaining.
Oh, but yeah, but anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you need the direction. Like, he's giving out to me again. My boss is giving out to me. My teacher gave out to me.
And getting on to me.
Oh, true.
Getting on to me. But I think you would hear Americans and British people say that.
Getting on to.
Getting on to.
To give out to.
Or maybe you wouldn't. I don't know.
To give out to.
A lot of Irish slang has found its way
But
into
it does
England.
say, the second search is, what does give out to mean in Ireland? So maybe it is about, complaining. Oh, he's giving out again.
Yeah.
That's complaining, for sure. Or going off on a tangent.
Whinging.
Whinging,
Which,
very
which
good.
means the same thing.
Whinging.
He's whinging.
Yeah, he's whinging again.
But that's like way more harsh than giving out.
Giving out.
Like if
Whinging.
you're really, really annoyed by the fact that they're giving out, you'd say, oh, he's whinging.
Whinging. But isn't whinging also sometimes if you're hurt? Or like a child could whinge.
Yeah, I think that's what it literally means. But like
Yeah.
you wouldn't say it as an adult. Like you
Yeah, so
wouldn't
like
say
not
it an adult.
happy, complaining a lot. Like,
So, like,
whinging
that-
about the weather.
So that's kind of why you'd say it in a
True.
more like if you're really annoyed at an adult for giving out, you'd say they're whinging as in they're a baby.
True. Yeah, that's it. That's why, because it's like really, you're complaining about them. You're giving out about them, for sure. What does to fall on your feet mean? To fall on your feet.
To get lucky.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. You fell on your feet there.
You fell on your feet there,
Yeah.
Literally-
Positive outcome.
landed on your 2 feet, so very lucky, for
You
sure.
fell and you landed on your 2 feet.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
fell on your feet there.
Yeah.
And people say it a lot about relationships, I think.
Yeah, you fell on your feet.
In Ireland, if you're talking to your friend and they have a new partner and you like them, you might say, geez, you fell on your feet with her.
I think the American equivalent, which is more known, would be she's out of your league.
But I think it doesn't mean she's out of your league. I think it's just a nice compliment. You
Yeah.
fell on your feet, like, lucky out. I don't think you're really saying that you're less than.
Punching above your weight.
Punching. You're punching, just punching.
That I think your punching is just an Irish thing, but I think punching above your weight is everyone says that.
Yeah, but punching above your weight, does it mean out of your league?
Yeah, isn't it?
So I know punching does.
from
Oh,
boxers.
he's punching there. If
Yeah.
she's amazing, beautiful, and he's like, grand.
Yeah.
It's like,
You fell
he's
on your
punching.
feet. You fell on your
You
feet
fell
is
on
the
your
one you'd
feet.
use.
Yeah, but not just for relationships. We just happen to say that a lot. But like, if again, football or sports in general, if kind of it was hard, if it was a hard match and in the end they won, you'd say you fell on your feet.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah. To say, well, maybe
fell on
like
their
to say you got lucky.
Yeah,
Like if there's like it was 0-0 the whole way through the game. I don't know what they'd say 0-0, 0-0.
0-0.
I don't know, but
0-0 draw. If it was a draw,
yeah,
if it was 0-0.
if it was say if it was a draw anyway, and then you got a penalty at the last second,
Oof, fell on your
which
feet with
maybe you shouldn't have gotten. It's like, oh, they fell on their feet there.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Falling on your feet. That's so good because I think in Spanish it's negative. I think it means something bad.
Really?
Yeah, I think, one of my friends said that before. Why do the Irish people say, how are you, but walk away before I answer?
Yeah, I that's something I struggle with, to be honest. Now, if you want to get deep,
Get deep.
like every single day I pass people, I go, well, Megan, and they go, well, Alan. I go, how yeah? And they go, how yeah? And then we walk away from each other. And I don't know why. And every single time it happens, I'm like, should I have told them how I am? Should they have told me how they are? But but no, we never do. And sometimes you mightn't even get a second how yeah.
Yeah.
You go,
Oh, that's worse.
well, how yeah. And then you both walk away and no one thinks about it.
No.
No. It just dawns on you every now and then. Dawns on you is an important thing to know.
Okay, come back to it though.
Yeah. But you just realise it. every now and then, that's a really weird thing to do.
Yeah.
And maybe it's because Irish people are uncomfortable expressing their emotions.
Maybe.
So
I think it comes back to
It's
that.
like, hell yeah, as in, I like you enough to be concerned about your well-being, but I don't want to hear about it.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's like when someone actually does answer, sometimes you're like, oh,
It's like, whoa,
we're getting into this.
all right.
Yeah.
calm
Ash, you're
down.
grand. Like, I think my students are always like, good, how are you?
Oh, they're gone.
They're gone. Why are they gone? And
They must not like me.
they always say it. I'm like, I think we could start, I think in time, hell yeah, like not, how are you? Just the hell yeah is just kind of like, hi.
Hell yeah.
I think it just turned into over time just being like, hello, well. Like, well, hell yeah. It's just saying hello, actually. But it just sounds so like, how are you? Or it was, of course, how are you? But it's just kind of changed over time.
Yeah, sometimes I realize now that like there are some people from other countries live or working in the same factory as me, and when like I mightn't say well or hi before I say hell yeah, I just go hell yeah,
Hell yeah.
and then they respond. I'm like,
This is crazy.
what are you doing?
And they're like answering your question.
Yeah, say hell yeah, good. What? What do you mean by that?
You don't, hello, good. What?
You're meant to say hell yeah back.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
What's the difference between say and tell?
Say is like just, I don't know, an equivalent to describe saying. As in, you're just saying something. You know, I can't think of an equivalent to explain say, but to tell someone is like, I don't know, you tell someone news, but you wouldn't. Yeah, I don't know. I can't explain it.
It's hard. I'm trying to think of what's the right way to explain this. It's more about the grammar that comes next, actually, than the difference between the two words. But it's like you tell something, as Alan said. So you tell a noun, you tell a lie, you tell a joke, you tell a story. And then if you want, you can also put the object pronoun. So like, tell me the story, tell me how you are. So you can say tell me, tell him, tell her. With say, it's usually like, isn't it? Usually like the direct speech that the person said. She said, I love you. She said, good luck. And you can't say me afterwards. You can't say she said me. And this is something that when you translate,
Oh, yeah.
So with tell, you can say tell me, tell you, tell him. And with say, you cannot. And then it's usually tell somebody something, say something, you know? And it's usually the direct quote, because you can't say a joke. You just say happy birthday to him for me. Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay?
That was another one that you need a degree to explain.
Or not even a degree, just experience, because I've had to answer that before.
I have heard a lot of people who aren't like English speakers saying
Say me.
say me.
Say me, yeah. Because, well, for me, I know that when you translate from Spanish and you translate from Portuguese, it's, you say, you know, like, she said me,
Yeah.
but it's, she told me.
And every time I hear it, I never get used to it.
You always think,
Every time I hear it, I'm like, what did they say?
wow.
Yeah.
That's good to know, guys. Because for me, I don't even think about it anymore. I know exactly why they've said that. It doesn't mean it doesn't cause a problem in the interaction. But it's good to know that if like a native speaker who isn't used to it is like,
Say me. It's like me. It's like you're telling them to say.
Yeah, you're-
say. That must be the most confusing sentence for anyone that's watching this.
say me, me.
Yeah,
Yeah, because you're giving an instruction. You're
even
giving an
I'm
order.
getting confused now.
Say me.
Me.
That's what it sounds like you're doing.
Yeah. Spinning
Oh yeah.
is used a lot.
Oh, great.
To
A
describe
spin.
driving.
What will we do today?
Will we go for a spin?
Will we go for a spin?
Will we go for a drive?
True.
You in that context you'd never hear drive.
True. And that's really nice actually, because it's like one of a little activity for the weekend or a little activity for the evening. What will we do? Will we go for a stroll
A stroll.
or will we go for a spin?
You might hear people use the Irish word for walk as well in that sense. Will we go for a walk? Will we go for a stroll? Will we go for a shul?
Yeah.
Will we go eggshule?
Eggshule is walking.
Which is, yeah.
There's a lot of things that might happen where they have Irish words in the English sentences, but hopefully the Irish people know that they're Irish words and they aren't using them
Yeah, be
in English
surprised. Like,
conversations.
sometimes I'll use them and not realize that they're Irish words. Like,
Yeah, true.
you know.
I think you're right, actually, because one of my friends said that her dad used to say when the dog was crying, he would say the Irish word always. God, the dog is queening. So he would also,
Queening.
yeah, he would also, like, egg-queena is
They'd
to cry
anglicize it.
or crying. And then, yeah, they say ing on queen. So the dog's queening again.
I don't know if we said this in episode 1, but it feels like something we definitely did bring up because it's so obvious. But to describe something small is the word and an "een." So like in Spanish you have something ito. In Irish you have something, the English word, and an "een."
And do you know what it is in Portuguese?
No?
Inho.
Inho.
So
Yeah.
So the Portuguese speakers will love that because een is little for us. And like my dad sometimes says Megeen or I'm just about to say an Irish word actually. But I was going to say the Boreen, but that's actually an Irish word.
Boreen.
It's a little road,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, but you could hear anyone say it in any context. Like if you're talking about a
True.
small chair, chaireen.
Chereen. Yeah, we
know,
do say
you'll
it.
say it
I used
about
to say
anything.
it. I think I've kind of taken it out of my vocab because I know it might confuse things. But it's really nice because
Yeah.
they don't have that in English.
It's very common as well.
Yeah, it's really nice. And I think my students would like that because they always want to do it in their languages. So translating over is nice.
Go away, boy, will ya? Would you go away, boy?
Now, is this very Waterford?
I know boy is like associated to Waterford.
Oh, actually, one of your friends asked me to do a video once, and it was something like that. It was like, stop, go away, feck off. And
Yeah.
it's when someone's telling you a story, and they say, stop.
Yeah.
But they mean,
Wow.
continue.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
It's like, stop. No, go away, go away. I say go away a lot in this context.
Yeah.
Go away out of that.
Yeah.
So did you mean to bring that up because of that?
No.
You were just saying go away because you wanted to.
I said go away, boy, because it's a useful thing to know.
Yeah,
'Cause-
girl and boy.
I heard someone from Chile say it before, and I thought it was the funniest thing ever.
No, that's what I always say to my students. Like the best tip you can get, of course, do some classes, but also do some classes at Lego Make Languages. But also working in like an environment where you're around loads of Irish people, you just pick up all of this quickly, and you know, obviously all of these things mixed together is the best way to learn. But if you're in a high pressure environment like bartending or in a kitchen or in a cafe, you learn so quickly because you kind of have no choice and you just hear these things repeated all the time. I have so many students who work in cafes and they come to me like, I learned another word, but I have no idea how to write it because it's like agwe, and they think it's a word like agwe.
Go away. Is very important too. Every sentence starts with
Jesus.
It's like getting your voice ready to speak is a big thing.
Jeez.
You
Yeah,
know
of course
yourself.
it's a filler.
You know yourself. You know yourself.
I like this one. Okay,
Yeah.
so I think if I ask you to explain something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So can you please tell me what you've learned about say and tell?
You know yourself. It's kind of, I don't know. You know the stereotype of the French, where when they're thinking, they go, they make that noise to kind of like buy time as they're thinking.
Nice.
You know yourself is like the Irish one.
True. So it's a really good filler.
Yeah.
It's a really good filler.
So-
You know yourself. Like if someone's asking you for an opinion, if someone's asking you how you are, if someone's
Yeah.
asking you for a description of anything, you can say, you know yourself now. Like it was a busy week, but I'm grand. So you know yourself now. Like
And
I'm just thinking about what I'm going to say.
I suppose you would use it in the sense where you know the person that you're speaking to is going to relate to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, as in like, it's nothing spectacular.
Yeah. True.
You know, if you're
True.
explaining something that
I
is
love that.
actually very easy,
That's
and
really
they
good.
will know once you say it. It's like,
That's-
you know yourself.
Yeah, so it's not going to be something that they're like, what?
You can also say it at the end of the sentence,
Yeah.
but you wouldn't say, ah.
I'm grand now. Yeah, the weather's not great. You know yourself. But
Yeah.
I think, is that at the very end though? You know yourself.
Yeah, very end or very start.
Yeah. Know yourself. I love you know yourself. I actually say that a lot too. It kind of makes you relate to each other. It's like, you have this opinion too, right?
Yeah.
You
We
know?
are one in this
Don't you?
opinion.
Yeah. My boss told me to head away, and I didn't know what he meant.
Head away.
Head away.
Leave.
Yeah.
But not in a get out, go away kind of way. It's in a positive way. Like, head away.
Head away.
Head off.
Yeah, head away. Basically, to head, the verb to head means to go. And we use it all the time in Ireland. What are you going to do for the weekend? We might head up the country. We might head into town. It's a perfect replacement for go. You don't have to worry about the grammar. And then head away means go away, but go away is harsh. And head away is not. It's just like, go on, you're done.
Yeah.
Head away there if you're finished.
Yeah.
Head to head. What do you say to people when you're finished the work week and you're basically saying goodbye to them for the weekend?
Go on, Gluck.
Really, that's all?
But
But like when it's Friday though, like so you won't see them for 2 days. Do you ever say anything about the weekend or anything? Because
as I'm leaving the building,
yeah,
Slán.
do you actually say slán?
Yeah.
Slán is bye in Irish.
Yeah.
Slán.
Slán. God bless. Talk to you.
God bless.
Yeah.
Do you say God bless?
Yeah, go on, good luck, God bless.
Go on. Good luck. God bless.
Yeah.
Okay. Have a good weekend. Enjoy your weekend. See you Monday.
Oh yeah,
See
sure.
you Monday. Enjoy the weekend. Have a good weekend. Have a good one.
Yeah.
And what does it mean when we say
I think you'd hear, I know from what I would say and what the people I work with would say is just enjoy.
enjoy?
You don't say anything more, just enjoy.
True. Enjoy. Yeah. I like that one actually because sometimes enjoy is translated a bit weird. Sometimes my students might say something like, I really enjoyed my family. And we wouldn't say that. We'd just say, I really enjoyed my time with my family or the time with my family. So enjoy in English is always kind of about times. Like I enjoyed the holiday, I enjoyed the day, I enjoyed something, not somebody. If somebody is whinging a lot then, or giving out loads, like, and they're really wrecking your head, what would you say to them?
Go away, boy.
Go away, boy.
Go away.
I say, if I'm complaining a lot and I'm kind of apologizing for complaining a lot, I will say, I just want to get over myself.
Oh, get over yourself.
Get over yourself. Or get over it, basically. But you kind of say, get over yourself. It is the situation, but you say yourself. I have to just get over myself. Even if I'm like asking for advice. I'm like complaining. I'm like, oh, Alan, the weather's so bad here, you know, and like I've been here 3 days and I know I just need to get over myself, but, and I can continue to complain.
Continue to complain, yes. Yes, it's more an acknowledgement of my complaining.
Yeah. To get over is to recuperate in some way. Like you can get over a sickness as well. You can get over an ex as well.
Yeah.
But getting over yourself is more like when you know you're not like behaving well.
Yeah. Yeah, like when you know you're probably annoying people with how much you're giving out.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'll get over myself. Okay, anyway, continue. I'll get over myself. Good. What about your one
Your one.
or your fella?
So if I was talking to our glorious cameraman here, Chuck, if I was talking to him about Megan and she wasn't here, I might say, yeah, I was doing the podcast with your one, you know.
Yeah.
If it was someone who like I know he knows.
With your one.
Yeah, with your one. Or you would probably you'd probably more commonly say it about your girlfriend or
With your one.
yeah, with your one. With herself is the other one.
With herself. But I think I think when you say it about your girlfriend, you're being funny.
Yeah.
You know, with your one.
With your
because
one.
usually when you say with your one, you don't know their name. Who's your one?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You would say in that sense too.
Yeah, who's your
actually.
man?
Yeah.
Who's your man? Who's your one?
man? Yeah.
And it's like you're possessive, but it doesn't actually mean you're. It's
Yeah.
just we say it like that. Who's your one? So then if you say you're one about your girlfriend, it's a joke.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You're laughing.
About your girlfriend, you would be more inclined. You definitely say herself.
Yeah.
I was with herself.
Yeah. If I'm putting pressure on you, I'm like, come on. Come on, Alan, like, you're taking ages, come on. What will you say?
Leave me alone.
Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Give us a chance.
Give us a chance. Yeah. Nah. Yeah, you'd hear
Give us
that.
a chance.
Yeah. It's not
Give us
something.
a sec.
Yeah.
Give us a sec.
Give us a minute.
Give us a minute. We like to shorten second to sec, but we don't like to shorten minute to min when we're talking.
No.
Give us a
I
sec.
say give us is shortened into giz.
Giz a buzz.
Giz a buzz.
Giz a buzz.
I'll give you a buzz then.
I'll give you a buzz.
I'll give you a buzz when I'm on the way.
Oh, that's very good. Very good one. I'll give you a buzz when I'm on the way. I'll call you.
Yeah.
Wow. We're mad in Ireland, lads.
How's she cutting? I thought of that there. How's she cutting?
What does it mean?
You say how's she cutting?
How's she cutting?
She's cutting grand.
No, you never reply with.
You do. That is the reply for how's she cutting.
I'm trying to get Chuck on my side.
It's not working. How's she cutting? How is she cutting? Means how are you getting on? How are you? How are things?
Yeah.
Yeah, how's she cutting?
Because one of my students said to me recently, I don't understand the Irish. They only have one way of asking each other how they are. And I was like, you're wrong. You're only hearing one way. That's crazy. We have so many ways. And he said the only way he ever hears is, how are you getting on?
How you getting on is definitely the most common.
Really?
Definitely, yeah. But like,
How are you? What's going on? What's the crack?
what's the crack? What's the buzz?
Okay, but we have to be careful with what's the crack, what's the buzz, what's going on, because they don't mean how are you? Because the answers are different.
Oh, specifically, how are you?
How are you? How are you getting on? How's she cutting? They're like, I'm good, I'm bad, I'm indifferent. What's the crack? What's going on? What's the story? Is always not really. We always say nothing. So you
but-
have to say some news with those ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the other ones are good, bad, or probably just nothing. Actually, just probably say, hell yeah.
Have we talked about the scan yet?
The scan.
Big west of Ireland.
Yeah.
The scan.
We just got prompted by Chuck there. I don't know if you can hear him, but the scan is you'll hear our Galway friends say it a lot. Scan. Well, scan. How's
Well,
it going?
scan.
Yeah, it's like
Bye.
your scan. We say bye. In Connacht they say
And
scan.
in Cork they say bye as well. Well,
yeah,
bye.
yeah.
Scan.
And then the scan is,
What does this mean?
so you know you're driving
Yeah.
and a car comes against you and you go,
Oh,
the
salute.
single finger salute.
The salute.
That's like
The scan.
Southern Ireland, like south of South Ireland
The
of
salute.
the Republic is that. And then in the West you go,
Okay, so we need to explain a bit more here because like we salute each other all the time in the country. Like not in the city so much because there's too many cars, I suppose. But in the country, like you cannot drive a kilometer. If you pass a car, doesn't matter if you know them or not, you salute them. You salute them.
yeah.
Walkers, like pedestrians, I mean, drivers, everyone. You salute everybody. And since moving to Portugal and since getting the Jeep, I keep saluting people in the middle of the country in Portugal, and it's like it doesn't work.
Yeah,
The same.
I'm struggling to adapt. I've moved into the city and I'm really struggling to adapt because I'm walking past people going like, well, and they just look at me like angrily. I'm like, sorry.
Well, yeah, that's nice. I think that's a nice thing actually.
Oh,
about
absolutely,
Ireland.
yeah.
It's a really nice thing. Well, how are you? Well, how are you? It's just so standard.
Yeah.
For sure. I think that's it. Yeah. What should we close with? How should we close?
Go on, good luck, God bless.
What are you doing? What are you getting up to for the weekend?
What am I getting up to for the weekend? It's a big weekend. I'm going to All Together now,
Oh,
which
nice.
is a festival,
Oh, very
music
good.
festival. Yeah,
Oh,
so
cool.
that's
Heading to all together now.
heading to All Together now. That's the crack.
That's the crack.
What about you?
I have 2 weddings this week.
2?
So, yep. I have our cousin's wedding in 2 days.
Yeah.
And then I have my best friend's brother's wedding next week. So it'll be mental, very busy weekend.
It's gonna be mad.
So if you were saying goodbye for the weekend to your work colleagues, what would you say?
I'd say enjoy.
Enjoy.
Yeah, enjoy.
Have fun.
Good luck.
Enjoy.
Good luck is the one I use the
luck.
most.
Mind yourself.
Mind yourself.
Mind yourself.
Oh yeah, mind yourself. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, guys. So I think that'll do us for today. Thank you so much. There's a lot of vocab there, a lot of Irishisms, some things that I didn't even get, but that doesn't mean anything because I've de-Irished a bit by accident.
I want to just add one more thing.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, I am too lazy to socialize. And I know that Irish people have an intense accent, and sometimes Irish people don't understand other Irish people. So sometimes someone will ask me something in work, be like, how are you getting on or whatever, and I'll just go, just make noises and keep
Grunting.
going. And it's totally plausible that I said something there.
Oh, 100%. Oh, like the way you just said that Irish people don't always understand Irish people. There is a taxi man around, and sometimes, actually it's better now, but in the past, I used to ask Alan to please sit in the front seat because I didn't know what he was saying.
Yeah.
Because it was just like mumbling. When people don't open their mouths, we call it mumbling, to mumble. And it's like mumbling and lots of words at the same time. And I was thinking, how can my students handle this?
Like one of my best friends' dads, I can't speak to because I don't know what he's saying. And he's like born, raised, never moved out, 10 minutes down the road. I have no idea what he's saying to me. So
look, this happens in all of your languages, I'm sure, as well.
yeah.
Okay.
Just smile and nod.
Amazing. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed the podcast. Thank you so much again for listening. Say bye to Alan. Bye, Alan. Good luck. Bye, Chuck. Mind yourself.
Scan.
Take care. Ciao.
Did you get that?